Good morning, day 28. So it's another cold day here in Ohio. We were supposed to get a lot of snow, but that didn't happen. I'm a happy camper. So today is day 28. Cooking down the freezer using what I have. I think it's going swimmingly well. And I still have lots and lots of food, so we'll see how this goes. I've had this mug forever. I have a whole set. Came with my dishes that I bought when I first built this house. So I'm walking on the wild side using different mugs. We do get into a habit, don't we? Sometimes we know what we like and we kind of stick with it. And sometimes we just search and search and search. Sometimes we find it, sometimes we don't. So we make the best we can of it. So I don't know what I'm going to have today yet for breakfast, but we'll figure it out in a little while. But first, coffee. All right, breakfast day 28. Let's see what's what. Okay, I have this teeny tiny piece of breakfast casserole. I'm going to finish that up. That's just a snack. And still have one more serving of soup left, but not for breakfast. So let's see. I think I'm going to eat this tomato. I have all those avocados that I need to eat up. And they're in here. So I'm going to grab one of those. And a bagel. So I'm going to have avocado, tomato on a bagel for breakfast, day 28. Later on today, these bread cubes are dry now. So I'm going to take those out so I remember to make some seasoned breadcrumbs. So this morning I'm having a pretty simple breakfast, but I just wanted to tell you how I make my avocado and my tomato. So the tomato, I chopped it up in little pieces, and the avocado I mashed up. You're probably thinking, oh, big deal, right? So, but I wanted to tell you how I season them both. So I have this thing of lemon pepper. I don't remember where I got it, but I like lemon pepper. I use it a lot. So I put some of that to taste on the avocado and the tomato. And this I got at the Dollar Tree, everything bagel mix. I put a little of that in, again to taste. Now these two are both salty, so taste your food. And then I add onion powder and garlic powder to it and mix it up. And it gives it a really, really good flavor. So there we have breakfast day 28. Tiny bit of my casserole left. I still have a piece that I froze, so I will eat that some other time. And then my avocado, tomato on an onion bagel. So it's really good if you add the things in rather than just sprinkling them on top. So I'm going to enjoy this, and I'll see you back here for dinner tonight. Hello, me again. I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple things that I'd like to do. It seems like I always have something to say. So I think in my freezer cook down, I'm going to include a little daily chat, at least most of the time, maybe not every day, but sometimes I learn a lot of things. I like to read a lot. I do a lot of online um, searching for things that I want to resolve if I'm having a problem. Or sometimes I like to just go and look at animal videos. So, having said that, I just wanted to give you a couple tips that might save you some money and make budgeting a little bit easier. And I know a lot of us are a little older, and some of us really don't have a lot of computer knowledge, but in this day and age, it's you almost have to have a little bit of computer knowledge because it does make life easier in some ways and harder in other ways. Because I know I've been around long enough, and when the internet first started and computers first came up, and you had these big, huge things, um, and now they're little tiny things. So we have made so much progress in electronics and things like that, that as soon as you walk out the door, they've already got a new device coming down the pike. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about online banking. Now, I do all my banking online because I've been doing it for years. I feel safe doing that. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know, you get hacked and things like that. But really, nowadays, nobody is 100% unhackable because if you go to a store, unless you're paying cash for everything, if you give them a credit card, they still need to send that information over a line, or you're dealing with an employee in the store that has some access to your information, and it can happen anyway. So with my online banking, I've been with the same bank since I was a young woman. And the reason I went with this bank was because that's where my parents banked. So I have a relationship with the people that work in the bank. Um, the branch manager has been at this particular bank forever, and we all love him in our family. And he brings my mother Christmas gifts. This year he bought her this big, huge poinsettia, and he stops by there to make sure that she's doing okay. And she just loves Rick. We all love Rick. But anyway, so we have this relationship that we've established with our banker, and I trust him to give me good guidance. But anyway, um, you can set up online bill pay. Now, I don't pay all my bills online. Well, I do pay all my bills online. I didn't mean to say that. I do pay all my bills online. But what I meant to say, you can set up monthly bills that are automatically paid. You can set that up, or you can choose to actually go in and set up your bills and where they go with the address and everything. And then you can manually go in there and say, I want to send my electric bill on this date. And things like electric and gas and water and sewer, those things I go in and do that manually every month because they're always different. But I have my car payment, which is always the same, and I pay that pretty much always on the same date. I have that set up to automatically be withdrawn from my bill pay account. And then also I'm paying down a credit card. That I have automatically. I pay the same amount every month, and I have that automatically paid every month as well. So if you're a senior and you're not very computer savvy, you might want to consider setting that up. I can go in and I can check my, let's say I want to check my bill pay account, and I can go in there and it tracks for me everything that I've paid, where I paid it, all my bills, and I can print that off, and it's a very easy way to keep track of my money. Another thing that I do with my online banking is I set up multiple accounts, and like I have an account where if I have my Social Security check direct deposit, it'll be in there, and then I can disperse it to whatever other account that I have with just a click of the button. And it might take a little bit of getting used to, but it's worked for me for years. I have an account for Christmas, I have an account for vacation, it's just different accounts, and I can set up as many savings accounts as I want. I don't like a lot of cash in the house. I just keep a little bit for emergencies, but I know a lot of people like the envelope system, which is fine, but you can set up something similar also online with your bank. So if you have an interest in anything like that, talk to your banker and they can probably help you get it set up. And once you get used to paying your bills that way, I mean, I know people that are my age that um, they still write the checks and mail them, and you know and um, you have to buy stamps, and stamps are expensive. You have to buy the envelopes, and I just find it much simpler to do the online banking. So don't go by what I'm saying. Check it out. It'd be worth it to check it out. If you don't have a computer, you can do it on your smartphone. And that's another thing that I would recommend, that everybody gets a smartphone, because you can find so much information on online, and you don't have to have a computer. You can do almost everything on a smartphone. It's a little handheld computer is what it is. And depending on, we don't all need an iPhone 11, which is very expensive. Some of the plans that you get for the cheaper mobile phone plans, you can get a free phone that's decent. I mean, I've had um, my phone here. Um, what is it? LG Stylo. I've had that for probably 3 or 4 years, and it works perfectly. I don't have any problems with that. If somebody does write me a check, I can go on my online banking. I can take pictures of the front of the check and the back of the check. I don't even have to go to the bank, and I submit that, and it goes into my account. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. If you have an interest, that might make your life a little bit easier, and you don't have to go out and drive to the bank. Um, Another good thing is, if you like to travel and you're worried about your bills, you can pay your bills from anywhere, whether you're in Florida or Ohio or California. You go visit a relative, you've got a bill due, you just go online and you pay it. So it's very convenient, and it's something I've been using for years, and I really like doing that. I can keep track of my money, and I don't have to wait for a paper statement or anything like that. Couple more things that I wanted to talk about where you can save some money, especially if you do have a smartphone and you don't have a computer. And I'm sure that if you have a provider, you can go in there and they can show you how to use your phone. Um, but the plan that I have Metro PCS, and the plan is $30 a month, which I think is reasonable. There are other plans that you can, other carriers that are cheaper, but this one I've had for a while and it works for me. If I find something that is better, I wouldn't hesitate to switch. But I've been pretty happy with them, and this phone was free, and I'm sure now they have updated phones, but this phone came free with the plan. So once you become a little bit online savvy, um, let's say you wear glasses and you go um, to your ophthalmologist and or optometrist, whoever does your eye exam, and then of course they want to upsell you some glasses, the frames and the glasses, and you can spend a lot of money on a pair of glasses, $500, $600 and up, depending on the frame you get. But if you get your exam, that belongs to you. It's your part of your medical, um, and you can submit that online and get glasses online too. Now, I don't need to wear glasses because I had cataract surgery and I had lens implants, but I used to wear glasses, and I even got glasses at Costco. I would take my prescription and get them at Costco, which was much cheaper. But if you take your prescription and you go on some of the online companies that offer glasses, I know some people, I haven't done this personally, but I know some people that are very happy with the glasses they got, and it costs them maybe $100 or $150 compared to maybe $500, $600, $700. So that's another good reason to become a little bit computer savvy. And I guess that's what this talk is about this morning. I should have titled it at the beginning. But you can do that. You don't even really, as long as you have internet at home, you can connect your cell phone to your internet, and you don't even really need a plan because it won't use up your data as long as you're connected to an internet connection. Even if you go to the library and connect to their internet, it won't eat up your data. Where it does eat up your data is when you're just out and about and you don't have access to the internet, and it kind of pulls everything up from the air, wherever it is your network. That's what eats up your data. So if you can connect to the Wi-Fi wherever you are, and then your data goes way farther. Because I have 2 gigabytes of data available on mine, and I never go over because I'm usually always connected to a Wi-Fi connection. The thing is, if you're on a public Wi-Fi connection, I wouldn't recommend doing your banking on a public Wi-Fi, because that's a good way to get hacked. But if you're on a secure network at home or, at a relative's house, I guess, that would be fine. So that's a good way to use your smartphone. Another thing, if you have a landline and you're still paying for that, it's been around for years, it's called Magic Jack, and you can use that as long as you have an internet connection. And you don't have to have the highest end internet connection. They have different tiers of internet that you can purchase. So, see what's good for you to be able to use your phone as your main computer, or you can use an iPad or a tablet. And iPads are expensive, but they have much cheaper tablets that you can use as well. So you can save some money doing that. And there is a wealth of information available to you on the internet. So that's what I do. And it's baby steps if you don't feel comfortable at first using a computer, which this is, it's a computer. or you don't want to buy a computer. And I'm sure if you have grandchildren, I mean, they could help you out and set things up for you. And if you get in a jam and you don't know what direction to go, I'm sure they'd be more than willing to help you. So utilize your grandchildren. Anyway, what else? Oh, using senior discount days. Now, I know our Drug Mart here gives seniors 10% off once a month. So they have food there, they have all kinds of different things. So utilize your senior days. I know there's some restaurants that if you're a senior, they'll give you a free coffee. So, but you have to ask, like everything else, you have to ask. So don't be shy. You earned it. You've lived this long. You deserve a few perks. Okay, well, that's it. I've been talking enough. I'll be back later with my dinner. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to make. I'm going to have to explore it, and I'll take you along into my freezer and my refrigerator in a little while, and we can make some dinner. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Well, it's afternoon, and I just wanted to show you maybe another way you could make some tea if you own a Keurig coffee maker. Now, I'm having this licorice spice. It's by Stash. And did you know that licorice is good for your stomach if you have a stomach problem? Licorice is good. You can also buy tablets. And I get these online at Amazon, DGL licorice. It's a digestive aid, so if you've eaten something and your stomach is not agreeing with you, you can have some of this. It's an alternative to antacids, but like with everything else, check with your doctor before you take any medication, because DGL licorice, from what I've read, can affect your blood pressure. It can make it higher, so check with your doctor. But this is sometimes usually how I make tea, other than my chamomile, which I make in my little teapot, but I just use my Keurig. And that's it. I let it sit for 5 minutes or so, and I have a really quick cup of tea. Hello, buddy. You need a haircut, don't you? Yes, you do. You're my good boy, aren't you? Today, I'm a little hungrier than normal, so I'm having a mid-afternoon snack along with my tea. So I'm having some of the noodle soup I made. I still have some of my leftover cheese. I have some crackers left over from Christmas Eve, and some veggies that I cut up a while back that need to be eaten. So I'm just having a mid-afternoon snack from my refrigerator. Dinner, day 28. Let's see what we can find in here. So I still have a little bit of this soup left. I had some as a snack, but I'm not having that for dinner. I have some yogurt, half an avocado, my jelly. Not going to have that. I have an onion and some celery. I'm saving that for some soup I want to make this week with my butternut squash. The cheese drawer is getting used up. Let's see what we have. We have Italian style and Mexican. We have this roast beef-like stuff and some vegan mozzarella. All right, and we still have the Gouda and some sharp white cheddar. So I think I'm going to work on using up some of this Gouda. And And I want to do something with these flatbreads. So I'm going to get those out. Now I have an idea of what I'm going to do. Nothing on this shelf. And I'm not using any more down there. There's my butternut squash. Hi, bud. That I'm going to make some of the soup out of. So I think, have you guys ever had at Penn Station, the artichoke and mushroom sandwich? It's really good. So I'm going to need some mayo, but I want to use this garlic aioli. So I'm going to make a artichoke and mushroom flatbread pizza. All right, so here's the ingredients I'm going to use. These are things that I got from my pantry, and I always stock mushrooms. Not always this brand. This is from Aldi's, and this is from Aldi's. I like to stock at least one or two of these artichoke hearts. If you don't have garlic aioli, just use regular mayonnaise, whatever it is you have or what you like. My defrosted flatbreads that I have to use up, and there's about 5 of those. So I'll use one today. And then the Gouda cheese. That's great value, so that's from Walmart. So I want to use up some cheese because I still have cheese in the freezer. And one last ingredient, I want to use some oregano. I've watched them make this sandwich when I buy it there. It's one of my favorites. And they do sprinkle oregano on there. So anyway, I'm going to put this together, and then I will be back when it's all done. All right, well, I wanted to show you the pizza before I put the cheese on it. And what I did was I took the mayo, aioli, whatever you put on, and I just spread it all over the bottom. Then I put the mushrooms on top of that, and I chopped up the artichokes, and I put those on top. Now they usually use provolone cheese at Penn Station, but I don't have that. So I'm just going to use, oh, there goes the alarm, the Gouda cheese. So I'm going to shred this up, and depends on how thick you like your cheese. You could even put some Parmesan on here if you wanted to. In fact, that would be really tasty. So, yeah, I'll be back when it's done. Here's my dinner, day 28. Mushroom and artichoke pizza with Gouda cheese on a flatbread, a salad, Kalamata olives, pepitas, vegan feta cheese, and my favorite Gerard's Italian dressing. Yes, I have a new bottle. I had it in my stash. And a glass of kombucha. So there it is, dinner day 28. So I'm eating my dinner. And it's delicious. So I just wanted to come on and say I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.